If you think week 9 was bad, just wait till you see week 10. I got some more bad news for us Cowboys fans. Here we are. Back at it again, week 10. Rowan is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Rowan.
Glad to be back.
Let's go. Let's do this tonight. So, if you think week 9 was any worse, week 10 is here, and I got some bad news for you guys. Stay tuned on this video. Watch it to the end. Give me that whole view, guys. Watch this entire video to the end. Give us a thumbs up on it. So, Rowan, let's dive right in. First game, Thursday night, Baltimore Ravens take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Your man, Joe Burrow, what's going to happen?
This is going to be a Baltimore victory, in my opinion. Baltimore I know that's
victory. Right.
It's probably not a hot take at this moment in time, although the Bengals are a little hot. But Baltimore just looks like I watch Baltimore and I frankly wonder how they've lost 3 times. They are a phenomenal team. They added Tre'Davious White. I have not watched Tre'Davious White this year, to be fair, so I do not know if he's fallen off a cliff. But we will see them match up against a banged-up Cincinnati team in Baltimore on a short week. I think Derrick Henry is just going to run over them, and I think they'll take it.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's going to just literally run over the team. He'll run the ball over them. They're such a threat. Running the ball with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, dual threat runners back there in the backfield, and the receiving core. Can't forget the receiving core and their defense, too. They got a pretty solid defense. They're a well-rounded team. You got to go with Baltimore, guys. Now, anything can happen any given Sunday or Thursday for this retrospect. So, Baltimore is your best pick. You heard it. Me and Rowan have Baltimore on this one. Next up, the G-Men take on the Carolina Panthers coming off a win last week, man. Who you got?
Big time win for Carolina last week. Well, big time loss for the Saints because they finally fired Dennis Allen. I'm sure Dennis Allen is a wonderful man before I say this, but this man should have been fired 2 years ago. Right. He was not a good coach in the NFL. Head coach. He was a decent defensive coordinator. But I think Carolina takes this one. I will say, putting a Panthers-Giants game on 8:30 with MGK playing halftime in Germany is nasty work. Like, why would you do that to the Germans?
Right? This is so they're both 2-7. This is I don't know what to think about this. You know, when they make these schedules, they don't know what the teams are going to be, and it's just, are they going to show up to play? Is there going to be jet lag? There's all these things you think about on a game, particularly like this. It's like, yeah, I won't be able to watch it. I'll be going to church, so it's gonna be a tough one for fans here, but it's great to get this into different countries and stuff like that. So I hope they do put on a show. Maybe they're not too jet lagged. I'm gonna stick with the Giants, but you're gonna go with the Panthers. I know Carolina's got their second win, but I got a feeling the Giants may show them up. So, and don't let this misrepresent you guys here. Carolina is the home team, but they're both playing on the road in Germany. So, like we said, so it's a neutral field. Look at it that way. Giants, Rowan pick is the Panthers. Next up is the New England Patriots taking on the Chicago Bears. The Bears, the 12 o'clock game on Sunday.
So, man, the Bears, every single time I feel like I pick them, they let me down. But, man, you know what? I actually think this will be a good matchup. Drake May looks like an NFL quarterback. I mean, this kid looks really good. And I was not a proponent of playing Drake May. I thought that offensive line was so bad he would literally get killed. But
he's turned it around.
I do think there is a talent gap here. I don't know how I still don't know about Matt Eberflus up there in Chicago as the head coach, and I don't know about the offensive coordinator. I believe it's Shane Waldron. Both have
Ca-
not looked great
Caleb
this year for sure.
Williams. I mean,
Caleb
he's
Williams has looked up and down. DJ Moore has not had a very good season. The Chicago Bears are a middling team right now. I do think New England is a bad team right now, though, so I will go with the Bears.
I agree. I mean, Chicago is 500 team. Way you look at it, yeah, they're up and down. So I do feel like, in my opinion, I feel like Caleb's getting stronger. He's kind of getting his NFL feet underneath of him. So um, this may be another game for him to take and build up that confidence and go forward. So I do feel like Chicago is your safer pick here, and it's played in Chicago, out of all places. So 2 for the Bears on that one. Next up, the Colts take on the Bills in Indianapolis.
I kind of wanted to pick Indianapolis in this one. I know they're coming off a tough loss, but it just Joe Flacco beating the Bills just on a random noon game in November would be very funny.
Yeah,
But Buffalo is just a better football team. They'll go in there. They'll take care of business, I think.
I agree. I like Allen, Josh Allen. He's he's lost some of the receiver cores, but he's had some guys step up. So be interesting to see how he can handle this game. And for granted, looking at the Colts, they're 4-5. I mean, they're not far out of it. So they're a middleweight team right now. So there's still hopes for playoffs if they can turn it around a little bit. So they're fighting for a chance. We're week 10. You're basically just over the halfway mark. So teams got to knuckle it down. The Colts need to win this game, but I don't think they will. I think Buffalo goes in there and takes them at home.
I agree.
Yeah. Next up, man, we got the only undefeated team in the NFL taking on the Denver Broncos.
This is a this is a divisional matchup. Kansas City continues to get along with, just decent offense, play defense, get out there. But you know what? I wasn't sure about the Denver Broncos this year, but then I saw him play, and now I'm a believer.
Your
And I believe
believer.
I believe Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos will take down the Kansas City Chiefs this week. I really do. I think the Broncos are a good team. I think Sean Payton has shown that he's still a relevant coach. I think Bo Nix is actually a good NFL quarterback. I think he does exactly what he needs to do to win. I think Denver next year could add a few pieces and be a real team. I think they're a real team now, but be like a real high level playoff team. So I'm going with the Denver Broncos.
Hey, wow. You heard it here, guys. Rowan says right here, right now on this Kimbronator YouTube channel that the Denver Broncos will take out the Super Bowl champs, defending champs, coming in undefeated season, 9-0. Hey, anything can happen. I I'm gonna stay with the Chiefs on this one. You got the Broncos. I'm gonna stay with the Chiefs. I feel like you got a team like them. You got some veteran guys on there. They know their scheme. They know they got weaknesses. I think they know them, and they just know how to win. It doesn't matter how sloppy they're playing some games. The Chiefs have that pedigree with Andy Reid, and they just know how to complete those games. They're finding those ways to win. It's going to be I think it'll be a good game, just like it was against Tampa Bay. I thought Tampa Bay gave them a run for their money. I mean, it went into overtime. It could have been the other way around. I think if Tampa Bay won the coin flip, I think Tampa Bay would have beat Kansas City. But just the way the sudden death in the NFL, it's not like college where each team gets a chance. So it changes the outcome of the game. Maybe the NFL one of these days will. I do kind of like the college format to an extent, where each team gets a chance to score. Um, yeah, the sudden death. It's sad because it knocks out teams that are really good teams. The way it falls, it's just whoever's got the luck on the coin flip. So, all right, New Orleans taking on Atlanta Falcons. Who
So
that?
you go ahead.
No, I said who that.
You always got to be careful with these just fired the coach games because you just sometimes there's a shot in the arm and they just come out fired up.
Why do you think
And
that is?
sometimes those players just do not like the coach. I mean, just to be frank.
Well, okay, like Antonio Pierce when that happened with the Raiders
Yeah,
last season,
head
and
Tony.
so I feel like those guys are like, okay, we got to prove a point.
Yeah,
So they
and
came out ready to play. They're like, okay, I got to play like my career's on the line.
if they really like the guy that got promoted, they're trying to get him the job. So, and the same thing happened with Rich Bisaccia, who should still be the coach of the Raiders, in my opinion. I think it was ridiculous that they got rid of him to get Josh McDaniels. But I
Yeah,
mean, these coaches sometimes you'll have like a straight up mutiny. And if you were watching Twitter after that Saints loss, I mean, you knew something was going to happen because you had former Saints and current Saints all saying a lot of stuff that was frankly wild.
yeah.
I am going to go with Atlanta. I know I just went on a long spiel. New Orleans, there is so much to unpack there. You could make like a 30-minute video on what's wrong with the New Orleans Saints right now. And it goes all the way back to 2021, first year post Drew Brees. There's so much, but I'm going to go with the Falcons. They're coming off a big win against the Dallas Cowboys. They're hot. They're 6-3. Kirk Cousins looks good. Let's see what they got.
Right on, right on. I feel like Atlanta too, man. I don't think New Orleans has got a lot of issues, and it's showing with their record at 2-7. They started off so hot, annihilating the Panthers, which the Panthers are the Panthers, right? So given, but then they go into Dallas and own the Cowboys at home, and it's like, whoa, what is happening with this team here? And then all of a sudden, they haven't won a game. So it's like, what happened from the first two games till now?
Well, you know how you said the Panthers are the Panthers? I think you could say the same thing with Dallas. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. I
Right?
mean, at this point.
At this point, you're right. So Atlanta is a safer pick here, ladies and gentlemen. Tampa Bay taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I need to scoot
Should
this up a
be
little bit here. You
should
guys?
be a good matchup. San Francisco coming off a bye week. They're gonna have reinvigorated Nick Bosa, if you know what I mean. But
Nick Bosa, Iden. Now we got. I just went blank on the IR for the.
well, McCaffrey's coming back, Christian McCaffrey. But Nick Bosa is gonna be motivated by a little bit something else that happened last night. But
Yeah, I don't think. We'll see. McCaffrey's been out for a while. I wouldn't put him at 100%.
they are opening his practice window. There was reports that he could play. I feel like off a bye week, it's the perfect time to have him come ease back into the offense because he's had now a little bit of time, and you
So
need him.
yeah, you do need him. So okay, you got San Francisco.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
that's fair. Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I mean, it is just a close matchup, and Tampa Bay is a very good football team. If they were healthy, I'd pick Tampa Bay. If
Well,
both
so
teams were healthy,
the over under is 51 points on this game, and they're giving San Francisco by 6 points.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't know about that either. But when you look at so go back into check out these stats here. Listen to these stats. So Brock Purdy is averaging 262 yards a game, 10 TDs this season, 7 interceptions, right? Right? 2,101 yards passing. Baker Mayfield, his average is 265 yards a game, 23 TDs, 9 interceptions. He's got 2 more interceptions, but he's beating him on yardage, beating him on touchdowns, most likely beating him on passer rating as well. Now, on the running game, Jordan Mason, he's having a heck of a season. You got, like you said, McCaffrey coming in. I'm not going to put McCaffrey at 100%. He's been out for a minute. So Mason's, averaging 5 yards a carry. Bucky Irvin's averaging 5, 3 TDs for both, 83 to 130 yards rushing a game. So Mason has them on rushing by a little bit. But then you go to receiving, and the top receiver for Purdy is Kittle. 40 receptions this season. He's averaging 12 yards reception. Then Cade Ott for Baker's, in which, see, that's for me is so hard because you got their top receivers. You got Mike Evans went down, and then Godwin, and you got 2 phenomenal receivers for Baker down, and these other guys, I just went blank on who they are, stepped up and played a hell of a game against the Chiefs. Basically took it into overtime. So there's a lot of hope for Tampa Bay. If you're a Tampa Bay fan, they're not done yet. So I'm just throwing that out there. I know I'm a little long-winded on that, but my goodness, I think Tampa Bay is a little bit, their record's not showing their performance, just my opinion. So, all righty. Moving on. Now, this is a great one. This is going to be a rivalry game here. Washington Commanders taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. What do you got here?
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You do?
Yeah, I think Steelers country is about to ride. I think Russell Wilson's going to take him to the promised land. The Steelers, I liked both their moves. I know Mike Evans isn't having a great season, but the Steelers needed anyone who could go in there and catch a ball. Preston Smith is still a solid pass rusher who just had an incredibly high cap hit, which is why Green Bay moved him.
Yeah.
Now, Pittsburgh already had the highest defensive payroll in the league, so that's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that. But Washington, this is a very tough defense in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh offense has been picking up since Russell Wilson got there. I just think matchup-wise, they match up well. They're going to be able to put pressure on Jaden Daniels. TJ Watt's going to be able to get in there. Preston Smith. I don't know if I don't remember the other pass rusher's name, unfortunately. He's just slipped my mind. I don't know if he's healthy, though, but we'll see.
Yeah. Man, that win they had this past week too, the Hail Mary. So, wow.
One of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I can't remember the guy's name now, but I saw a tweet or somebody was shooting a video from the stands, and one of the players,
Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah, he was taunting the crowd, and he's the one that hit the ball. He's the one that knocked it up into the end zone to be caught. So,
yeah, I mean, just insane.
It's unbelievable. But he tweeted and he apologized for doing it later. It was crazy.
But that just feels like something you'd see on like a Key and Peele skit. Like
it really does. It's when I saw it, I was like, this can't be real, but no, it really is. It's amazing. So,
like someone CGI'd that happen, and no, that really, I mean, it's just unbelievable how, man, you're a professional football player. You watch the play.
Well, they gave him 9 seconds too. He had 9 seconds to throw the ball, a Hail Mary. So,
that's what confuses me. Teams have figured out that if they're gonna rush 3, you do that big clump, and then you one behind, one in front with the whole receiver formation. Rush 5. It has been just statistically proven at this point. Rush 5. Do not even give them a chance to throw the football.
You've got. I agree with you because you know why you're putting pressure on them to get out of the pocket, and they can't throw once they get out of the pocket. And if that quarterback can't set up and launch it, he can't throw it 60, 70 yards down the field. So, in which I agree with you 100%. I'm a blitzer. If I was coaching a team and when I play on Madden, when I see an opportunity like that, I'm going to blitz and put pressure because the quarterback, if he can't set up and get his feet right, that ball is not going to travel 50 yards.
Yeah, and especially when they're at their own 40, send 5, get
Maybe,
after him.
maybe a Ben Roethlisberger, dude was so strong, or John Elway, but most people, most quarterbacks know
Yeah,
that's a sack. Game
yeah.
over, done.
It's what happened to the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Lions had it figured out. So who are you going with in this one?
I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Hmm. Because I did Lattimore the other day. Nearly fell to my knees.
Yeah. All right. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Minnesota blowout.
Minnesota, yeah. Jaguars. There's. I'm sorry, Jaguars fans. You got a
Listen,
lot to work with.
you got some dope throwback uniforms. All right.
They
No,
do.
I'm being for real. Hold your head high. You got some of the sickest throwback uniforms in the league. All right. I'm not even
Yeah.
being sarcastic right now, but Minnesota's winning this one. Minnesota's a real
Yeah.
team. I don't think it's close. And because we're saying this, they will lose on a last second field goal.
Probably
But
so.
I feel fairly confident right now. Minnesota not close.
Gotcha. I agree with Minnesota as well. Next up, the Chargers taking on the Titans.
I'm going the Chargers. I kind
Yeah.
of feel the same way about the last one.
Yeah, Harbaugh is gonna he'll go into Tennessee and take them like nothing.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. All right, this is what we talked about, guys. I'm sorry we could just end the video now, but who do you got here?
I got a lot to say about the Cowboys if you don't mind here for a
Go
second.
ahead. The
Let's begin
floor is yours, my friend.
Sunday afternoon. I'm sitting there watching them. They kind of feel like Rico Dowdle's moving. Okay. The offense is moving. All right. Dak's only made, and I'm a big Dak defender, so don't make me, what I'm about to say, don't take this out of context. Dak's only had one bad play the entire game. He held onto the ball too long one time. He's had a very, very great game. The defense looks awful. Donovan Wilson is the word. Donovan Wilson is a player I have loved in the past. Donovan Wilson, if they had benched him 2 games ago, they would have 2 wins, 2 extra wins. He's
Yeah,
been that bad. But nothing mattered because Dak Prescott goes down with what we learned 30 minutes ago could be a season-ending injury, according to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. Could be a complete gone. I think that's the move to go. I think you rest him up. I think you go get Ashton Genty or McMillan or something high offensive weapon. Fast forward to Tuesday, the trade deadline. Why did we trade a 4th round pick for the worst receiver in the entire league?
I you got me.
I
I
mean, I
I
mean,
I don't understand it either. We were talking about that at work the other day, me and another coworker, and I was like, man, I can't answer that one. I have no clue. It's like, are they intentionally doing stuff that we just can't understand why? Where does he fit?
where does he's not? He was wide receiver. You know what? And he's wearing number 81. That's my favorite number for wide receivers. Listen, if I hope so much, I'm going to be rooting for Mingo to be an incredible player for the Dallas Cowboys. I never ever ever root for a guy that comes to the Cowboys to be bad. But I have to call into question why we are trading a 4th round draft pick, a pick that we have actually historically hit on most of the time. We've gotten Dak Prescott, Jake Ferguson, Tony Pollard, Dalton Schultz, Dorrance Armstrong. All of those guys are impact, real great players in
Yep.
that round. You can't be trading that for a dude who, like grade wise, is the worst receiver in the league just because you had a good pre-draft grade on him. There is no one else in the league who would have given up more than a 6th for Mingo right now. Ridiculous, horrible move. I hope he turns out great. I don't like it either, though, because Dak's not even going to get to throw to him. But getting to the actual game, Philadelphia is going to go in there and just beat the snot out of them. I hope it doesn't happen. I want them to lose most of the rest of their games. I do not want them to lose to the Eagles, but I don't see any way Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley might have 400 yards.
Hey, if you think the spinning back jump over the defender head was anything, wait until this game, guys. He's
Yeah,
going to do
wait till
something.
wait.
Wait till this one. He's going to have
Someone,
a highlight reel every play.
ladies and gentlemen, I am being genuinely serious when I say please pray for Donovan Wilson on Sunday, because Saquon Barkley might literally murder that man on the field.
Right?
Um, I mean, it could get ugly. Um, Philadelphia is gonna kill him, I think, and it hurts me to say because I've said here on before many times I cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles, but it's gonna be a massacre.
Right on, man. So I'm there with you. I picked against them last week. And I'm picking against them this week. Eagles fly, Eagles fly. Okay, we're past that one now. We can. You got your blood pressure medication done?
Yeah,
All right. So, all
I'm
right.
in Mavs mode at this point. I'm
There
just
you
watching
go.
basketball.
New York Jets taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona, we're past double XP weekend for Call of Duty, so Kyler will be back, ready to go. Um, Arizona is coming off several impressive wins. They're a very good team. They're well coached. They got some great players, but I'm still going to have to go with the Jets in this one. They are coming off a nice win against the Texans. They finally got it going. Garrett Wilson looked great. Devontae Adams had a great touchdown. And I think the Jets go in there, sneak one, and we're starting to wonder maybe it just took a few games.
Well, yeah, he's in what's the word? It's still a new team.
Yeah.
The Jets team, you're mixing these players around, trading players around. So they got to get their chemistry together. So it's just going to take time. And unfortunately, sometimes what better way to than trial by fire? Well, this didn't work. That's why these guys are professionals. So the next week they're going to get better and better and better. So I agree with you. I think the Jets are going to go into Arizona. They are 3-6. They have to win, and I think they will beat the Arizona Cardinals at home. This is a tough one, man. I think by far, you mark my word right here. I think the Detroit Lions are by far the best team in the NFL right now.
I think that's possible. I mean, I boldly declared, I think the last time I was on here, that the Packers were winning the Super Bowl, and then Detroit went into their stadium and took their lunch money. So,
And pushed
um,
them around. Not just took their
I
lunch money and pushed them up against the locker and
yeah,
dared them to do something, and they didn't. So Detroit is for real. I think they're
and
going
I
to go
think
into Houston and own the Texans in Houston.
I agree. This is a multi-score game, in my opinion. I do not think this one I do not think this one ends up being close in the end.
Detroit's for real.
Yeah,
I think they're from Dan Campbell. He's out to prove a point. You can see it in his eyes. Detroit easily
yeah.
annihilates Houston at home. All righty. All right. The last pick, the Monday night game. And that is the primetime game, Sunday night, too, guys. This is the Monday night game here. The Rams take on the Dolphins. Who you got?
Fun matchup, in my opinion, especially if the Dolphins can continue to kind of get back to form with Tua there. I do have the Rams winning this one. The Rams are coming off a great win against the Vikings, a great win on the road against Seattle, and I believe that was on the road. Yeah. So, and I think they
Yeah.
continue that streak, and they are starting to get back to form a little bit, And there were rumors there was going to be sellers at the deadline, that they were going to move Cooper Cup, or they were going to move. There were some extremely egregious rumors that they were going to move Matt Stafford, but
But that didn't happen. So,
that
yeah.
did not happen because it was completely falsified.
Yeah.
But I do think the Rams win this one. I do think that puts us in an uncomfortable conversation about the Miami Dolphins.
Tua did look good. I feel like I still think the Rams have them. I feel like that's a safer pick going into going in this game. They're playing at home too, which I mean it's not going to be a whole lot of difference in pro, but sometimes it can help. Yeah, for me, Rams take that one, and there you guys go. There are the picks.
The
From
pick
week,
is in.
the pick is in, guys. Hey, be sure to like this stream, share this with friends and family, and comment. Let us know below what your picks are, who you guys think. Hey, it's just for the fun, guys. So, anything to say, Rowan, before we head out?
You know, Ben Johnson, if you're listening to this from Detroit, please, 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 please. I don't care if Jerry doesn't even schedule an interview with you. Come to Dallas, man. Please, Robert Saleh, if you can hear me, Robert Saleh, we need you to figure out those Shanahan offenses.
Right? Never know. Never know. Alrighty, guys. That's going to have it here. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys soon.